Simple, reliable, and most of all, deadly. Hello everyone, Richard here, and today we're going to be looking at an icon of law enforcement and one of the most prolific sidearms currently in use today, the Glock 19. Initially produced in 1988, the Glock 19 is a compact version of the iconic G17. It is mainly intended for military and law enforcement, however it is still popular on the civilian market, especially in the United States. Like the 17, it is chambered in 9x19mm parabellum and can use magazines from other 9mm Glocks of a similar form factor or larger. In the US, the 19 is currently used by a number of agencies, including the FBI, ATF, MARSOC, and Navy SEALs, as well as countless police departments and SWAT teams. In-game, the Glock 19 is on the lower end of the damage spectrum, but it can still put suspects down in 2 shots to the chest. However, once armor is modeled onto enemies, it will likely take double the shots required to kill suspects if they're wearing heavy armor. Its comparatively low velocity and mass means it lacks the penetration power of other rounds, such as the .357 and 5.7mm. This means shooting through heavier doors and walls is ineffective. However, thin plywood walls and doors seem to provide little protection if the shot connects. The Glock 19 is a semi-automatic handgun with a maximum fire rate of around 480 rounds per minute. This is plenty responsive and allows you to put down hostiles quickly. In most situations you'll find in-game, it's marksmanship, not volume of fire, that will yield the best results. The Glock 19, like many other 9mm handguns, has quite spacious magazines with 15 rounds per. This should be more than enough for an engagement with 1 or 2 suspects at close range. With any more targets, or at any greater distance, then I would consider using another weapon, or letting another officer take the engagement. The Glocks are known for a simple manual of arms, and this translates into very quick reloads. A normal reload will take about 2.2 seconds, with a quick reload clocking in about half that. If the magazine is depleted, the reload will take roughly 1.4 seconds. While these times are fast, they are still slow enough to get you killed if you attempt them out of position or out of cover. Total ammunition for the 19 is 60 rounds or 4 full magazines. For a sidearm, this is more than enough ammunition to last an entire mission. If you plan on using a ballistic shield, expect to burn through ammo much quicker, as you will be less accurate and be using your sidearm much more often. Just remember, if you double tap R to perform a quick reload, you can always pick up magazines dropped that still have ammunition in them. As expected, the G19 has relatively tame recoil and is easily controlled, assuming you aren't somehow going cyclic. Its recoil pattern is up with a slight left pull, however this is only noticeable if you mag dump at an enemy. Since this is a sidearm and not a primary weapon, I will refrain from doing a full loadout recommendation. However, there are some important things to keep in mind. First, if you plan on using this with a shield, make sure you either equip a laser sight or an IR laser with NVGs. Otherwise, hitting targets at any sort of range will be tough. Second, both the flash hider and suppressor do a good job of hiding muzzle flashes and can keep you on target, especially if you prefer not to use an optic. Third, it's debatable if certain attachments have any effect on weapons, and from the testing I was able to perform, the compensator seems to slightly reduce the recoil of the Glock. Finally, and this applies to all sidearms, their overall smaller size means that they can be maneuvered around corners much easier and will prevent your weapon from being blocked by walls and terrain. Your sidearm doesn't only need to be a backup weapon, it can also be used in narrow hallways and small rooms when a long rifle is too cumbersome. In summary, the Glock 19 is a solid sidearm thanks to its good handling, low recoil, and copious amounts of ammo. These characteristics also make it ideal for use with a ballistic shield. This is important to keep in mind, and while it's not an issue in the current version of the game, the 9mm will likely not stand up to perps wearing body armor or using other forms of ballistic protection. Overall though, the Glock 19 is a solid backup and a good choice should your primary weapon fail you. Thank you very much for watching. I am going to be holding off making future videos for Ready or Not until the January update is released, as this will likely change a number of mechanics, so I don't want to be putting out inaccurate information. But until then, happy hunting.